Hello there, lovely folks of YouTube. Ren here. I'm still in my pajamas even though it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so this is still a pajama vlog. I'm tired. I am so tired. I worked the past 5 days in a row. A lot of those shifts were 12-hour shifts. It's exhausting. I've had a lot of time to just kind of be introspective because that's really all I had the energy to do today. So I thought that I'd talk about that because that's something that you'll hear a lot in witchcraft circles, because that kind of introspection ties into shadow work. I know that that's a thing that we talk about a lot. You'll see a lot of people talking about shadow work, a lot of people talking about what it is. If you're unfamiliar with the term, I definitely recommend you look into it. It's something that was first coined by Carl Jung, the psychologist, who's kind of the founder of modern psychology. And basically it's just talking about that introspective process of recognizing the negative aspects of yourself and learning to work with them. We're not going to get rid of them. We're never going to get rid of them. Okay? Because everybody has those negative aspects. There are different negative aspects that everybody has, but everybody has something about themselves that they just don't like about themselves. And the key part of shadow work is learning to recognize that instead of hiding from it and pretending it doesn't exist. And then channeling that energy into productive means rather than self-sabotaging yourself. So, I mean, this isn't something that's exclusive to witchcraft, but it's something that we in the witchcraft community have really glommed onto wholeheartedly, because witchcraft in general, like, we always talk about the work, the great work. And when I say the work, that's like capital W work. And basically that work is improving yourself, improving your psyche, improving your soul. A lot of us believe in reincarnation and believe that our job here in this existence is to forge a path forward to improve our lives, improve our psyche, improve our soul, so that in the next lifetime, whatever form that may take, we're a step ahead of where we started out in this lifetime. And that's basically what shadow work is essentially preparing us to do. I think that a lot of the problems that we're seeing right now with a lot of protests and things like that are because we as a society are trying to bring some of those shadow aspects of our society into the light. And that's a hard process. So shadow work is not something that's easy. It's not something that you're just going to do in a day or a moon phase or even a year. This is a lifetime process. This is something that, you know, even when you think you've got it down, then something's going to happen that's going to throw you for a loop, and you're going to have to do it all over again and start almost from what feels like the beginning. And that's normal. That's yeah, that's life, you know. So anyway, I've been thinking about it because there's been a lot of things going on in my particular tradition, Blue Star Wicca. I don't want to talk specifically about that because I'm not an initiate in the tradition, so I don't feel like I have the place to be a spokesperson for the tradition. I can say that as a dedicant in Blue Star Wicca that there are a lot of good things in the tradition, and there have been a lot of things that have brought bad things in the tradition's history out into the light that we're now examining and working through. And I'm glad to see that process happening, because as someone who's going into the tradition, who wants to become an initiate in that tradition, I want to know that we as a group are capable of doing that work, you know? So even though it's messy and chaotic and sometimes causes some hurt feelings, it's necessary. Anyway, as you can see, I've been very introspective. When I get tired, my brain gets weird. But, yeah. So one of the things that I want to share about myself and the shadow work that I've done, which I feel is worth sharing, is that this whole YouTube channel is basically a result of my own personal shadow work that I've done. One of the things that I've recognized in myself, what I consider to be one of my flaws, is I have a lot of anxiety about how I appear to others. And usually the way I channel that anxiety subconsciously is through study and gaining knowledge, and basically, like, I can never look stupid if I know everything. It's not possible to know everything, but it's not going to stop me from trying. So I'm never going to get rid of that impulse. I'm always going to have some kind of anxiety about that, and I recognize that. But what I'm doing is I'm channeling that impulse into something productive and sharing all of that weird, arcane, superfluous knowledge, or seemingly superfluous knowledge that I've picked up. Because I never wanted to look stupid. I always wanted to look like I knew the fuck I was talking about. So, yeah. Here I am. I'm sharing that knowledge. I don't think I'm necessarily smarter than anyone else. I'm just way more anxious. And then that anxiety is driving me to just study my ass off. So here I am sharing it with you guys now. And that's really what shadow work is. It's recognizing those things, like when something bothers you, going deep inside yourself and just asking yourself, why is that bothering me? And, you know, when, like, because I've had issues like when I was in school where if I didn't know the answer to something, then it would really bother me. And the answer to that is basically I have a whole lot of anxieties as to, you know, how I look and how I appear to others and whether or not I'm actually smart. So that all got channeled into eventually what became this YouTube channel, because I took those anxieties, I harnessed them and put them to work, and this is the final result. So this is probably more personal than I've ever been on this this format, but that's just the kind of mood I'm in today. So lucky you guys. Anyway, I'm probably going to make a few more videos here at this table today, because outside the heat index is about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's miserable, and the humidity is about 98% or so. I don't know, some crazy number. It feels like a sauna out there. I have no interest in going out there until nearly sunset. So you'll be seeing a few things from me here at this table. They won't all come out today, but over the next week or two you might see some things filter out. So anyway, cheers to that. Hope this video finds you well. Hope you can confront your own shadows and start that process, that lifetime process of integrating yourself into a more healthy whole. And I hope to see you again soon.